Hey, welcome back. We're going to do a 60-minute balance vinyasa today. So you need 2 blocks and a strap as usual, basic equipment. We're going to start by lying down on our backs so we can loosen up any tension before we get into activating some of those muscles that can feel a little bit tight from bad posture in daily life. So coming down to lie onto your mat, have your feet onto the mat width distance apart. You can rest your hands on your stomach, or you can take your arms out to your side. Start to sway your knees from left to right and move anything in your way out to the sides. Start to think about bringing your awareness into the lower back. So as you roll over the back, instead of letting that arch stay there, think about your pelvic tilt and just start to press the lower back across the mat as you roll. Maybe notice a little bit of core engagement, that's good, lean into that, navel to spine, drawing everything into the midline of the body, but really focusing on the pelvic tilt as a priority and feeling some of that tension around the tops of the glutes and the small of the back start to release. Bring the knees up in towards your chest. Let's take it a little bit deeper. Rock yourself from left to right. You can always take your elbows wide and use your hands and let your legs sink down into your hand, and then you can just use your arm to help push the leg back up as a nice lazy girl option to a relaxing back warm up. From left to right, let's start to go around in little circles, keeping the chin tucked to the chest so that your neck isn't really overarched, and just moving your hair out of the way if, like me, you've got it in the small of your back. Again, focusing on the small of the back, focusing on feeling the pressure as it moves around some of those bigger muscles, and you can feel the lactic acid in them, maybe even a few knots as you roll over them. So bringing some awareness to your breath and bringing a nice rhythm of breath in to match the rhythm of your movements. Go around in circles in the opposite direction. Watch out for that arch coming in from the lower to the mid back. And if you feel that happening, engage the core to keep the back closer towards the mat, because you might notice as it arches you get this pulling sensation, and that's not a great feeling to have. We don't want to be pulling on the muscles already, we're just trying to warm them up, bring a little bit of blood flow towards the muscles, roll the body weight over it, push a little bit of lactic acid out, release a little bit of tension before we get moving. Next, let's come back to center, hands onto your thighs, point your toes forwards. As you inhale, start to extend the legs, and again, watch out for that arch coming in, so if you have to stop halfway, that's where you stop. Exhale, knees back into the chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. 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 Nice. From here, reach over to the side, take hold of one of your blocks. Take that block between your thighs, and it really depends on personal preference. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, have the legs at 90 degrees. If you want it a little bit more relaxing, let the feet hang heels towards the glutes. Your arms can again rest on your stomach or rest on your side. Just start to sway yourself from left to right. And if you're not comfortable taking the legs all the way down onto one side, excuse me, sit, then again, take your elbows wide, use your hands, and you can use that to help glide the movement in a range of motion that you're comfortable with. Start turning your head in opposite directions to the way that the knees are falling so that the twist can come from the neck through to the hips. And you might find that as you take the legs down, if you hug the knees in towards your chest a little bit more, you can play with the angle at which you're taking the legs down, and you might find you can get a few little back cracks or clicks. And if you're not there but you feel like it's close, I've said this before when we rock our knees from left to right, as you take the legs over to the side, really reach the knees over to that side, squeeze the glutes to give a little extra push, and that might either give you the twist that you're looking for or the back crack that you're looking for. Nice. Bring the knees back to center, take the feet down to the floor, lift your hips up, level 1 or level 2 with your block, slide that underneath, bring it to the base of your spine onto your sacrum, that area we've just been rolling over. Lift your right knee in towards your chest, left leg can stay bent, fall to the side or extend. Hands can come onto the back of the thigh, pulling the knee in towards the shoulder. Find an angle that you're happy with, and then start to play with your left foot. Give that ankle a little roll around in circles one way, roll around in circles the other way. And let's change sides. Left leg in, right leg extends. Find the pull that you're looking for on the left side, and then if the right leg's extended, give the ankle a little roll around in circles one way, and roll around in circles the other way. Now, you can do this by holding onto the block if you're not quite sure about your balance. If it feels good, start to bend into that right leg, pull the knee in, maybe take your hands to the block, especially if you're on level 2, just to check that you're stable. And then you're going to come into this variation of a happy baby. If your block feels like it's wobbling, just take a moment to place your feet down. Turn the block onto level 1. Have it a little bit higher than you usually would, up the back, and then pull the knees back in. It's just going to tilt your hips so that you can come to play with extending and bending through the legs. And you can play with pointing, flexing through the feet. And this little extra tilt of the hips should make it a little bit more accessible to straighten the legs as much as you usually can, but in this position where it's really getting into some lower back extension and some nice hamstring stretches. As you can feel free to hold on to your legs wherever you're comfortable. And you can always bend and straighten one leg at a time if that makes it a little bit nicer, a little bit more comfortable for the backs of the legs. Bring the feet back in, bring the knees together, bring the feet back down onto the mat, lift your hips up, slide that block out to the side, hug your knees back into your chest, rock from left to right a couple of times, and then let's start to rock and roll backwards and forwards. And really take your weight over your back. So if you can reach your toes behind your head, go through it a few times. If you can't, try bending the knees and getting the knees to the forehead and seeing how far you can roll over the upper back in that position. One more time. Come up to seated. Let's take a moment to go through the shoulders. So grab both of your blocks, stack them one on top of the other, bring your legs around, slide these underneath your hips, make yourself a little seat. Take the knees wide, so it's almost like you're in child's pose with the legs. Take your hands onto that thigh to hip connection. Your index finger can just roll across that bony hip. Lengthen through the spine, engage your core, and as you exhale with a straight back, start to tilt forwards. Bring the arms forwards. And from here, inhale, take the arms out wide, a bit like eagle arms, shoulder blades come together. Exhale, bring the arms back down, slow and controlled. Inhale, reach the thumbs up towards the ceiling. Widen your hands as much as your shoulder needs. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, out for these wide eagle wings. Exhale, slow and controlled down. Start to feel the weight of your arms come through. Inhale, thumbs towards the ceiling, lifting up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, take the arms out wide, spread your wings. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, fingers to ceiling. We're not arching the spine, we're keeping the back straight, core engaged. Exhale, down. Inhale, spread your wings. Exhale, come down. Inhale, thumbs to the ceiling, back straight. Exhale, come down one more time. Inhale, spread the arms out. Exhale, come down. Inhale, thumbs to the ceiling. Exhale, come down. Lift your body up. Bring the knees back in. Bring your fingertips onto your shoulders. Again, core in, back straight. We're not going to start wiggling backwards and forwards. Start to lift the elbows up and make these big rotations, as big as you can. For 3, 2, 1. Take the elbows back, opposite direction. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down. Take the blocks out from underneath you. Let's come into a tabletop position. Let's come onto our hands and knees, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Moving through a little cat-cow. Again, slow and controlled. I want you to make this the most exaggerated version of the posture you can, while staying in the best alignment for your body. So inhale, belly down, shoulders back, shoulder blades squeeze together, hips start tilting up. Exhale, push away from the mat, chin to chest, puff through the back of the shoulder blades and tailbone under. Inhale, belly down, shoulders back, chest through. Exhale, round back, chin to chest, navel to spine. Let's start to do it one vertebrae at a time, slowing it down even more. Start from the top of the spine. Inhale, start to bring it down. Finishing with the hips. Exhale, start at the hips, start to tuck the tailbone under, round through the lower back, coming up through the waist, really puffing up, pushing into the fingertips to get those shoulder blades apart, chin to chest. Start to bring the chin up, shoulders come down, belly drops down, finishing with the hips. 2 more times. Exhale, tailbone under, through the lower back, through the upper back, through the neck. Chin starts to lift up, shoulder blades coming down, belly drops down, hips tilt up. 1 more. Hips down, lower back, upper back, rounding, rounding, chin to chest. And relax the shoulders, chin starts to lift, chest drops down, belly down, feeling the hips tilt up. Nice, come back to neutral. Engage the core, a little bit of bird dog. We're going to extend the right leg out, flex through the foot. Take this left hand back, check that the hips are square and we're not opening. Left arm reaches forwards. Really push through the heel of the foot, reach through the fingertips. Press into those right fingertips, start to really press that hand away from the mat. Navel to spine, squeeze the glutes, stay for 3, 2, 1. Come back down, tabletop, other side. Left leg extends back, lift the kneecap, flex the foot, push through the heel. Right hand comes around, check that your hips are square. Extend the arm forwards, reach. Sit. Here. Check that the hips are square. reach that arm forwards, reach through the fingertips, flex through that left foot, push through the heel. Really feel it through the calf. Almost feel like you're squeezing the glutes to lift the hips, taking the weight off of the knee. Pressing the fingertips down, taking the weight off the wrist. Stay for 3, 2, 1, tabletop. Come up to stand onto your knees. Take your right leg out to the side. And if you find that you just have one of those bodies where your arms are a little bit short, you can always take your block, take the block so that you have a bit of an extension so you don't have to go down as far. Also great if you're not feeling very balanced today. So, toe can point out to the side. Really, it depends on where it's a comfortable fitting for your knee, for the positioning of your hip. What I want you to think about is a little squeeze of the bum, and as you do squeeze the bum, you should feel the hips just start to move forwards a little bit. As we go through this little balance sequence, really normal to want to stick your bum back, then you're probably going to fall over. So, right hand runs down the right leg as far as you can. Inhale, left arm reaches up, reaches over. Exhale, coming to reverse the motion. Left hand can come down, can take a block, squeeze that right glute, flex the foot, lift it up. Exhale, release. Right hand runs down the right leg. Inhale, left arm up and over. Exhale, coming over for a little kneeling half moon. Nice, squeeze the bum, push that hip forward. Bring it down, run the right hand down your leg. Inhale, left arm up and over. Push the hips over to the left, really feel that nice side stretch. And bring yourself over to the other side. Left hand down, right arm, right leg, lift up. Let's keep going, let's go a few more times, gliding through. And if you are using the block and you're noticing a bit of tightness coming through the right hip, keep playing with lowering the block down, like I've been, because sometimes, for me anyway, because I'm quite tall, I have long legs and I have quite a long body, I find that the block sometimes really helps me in postures and sometimes can hinder me, and I just need a little bit more space. Now I can lift the leg up and my hips are more in line with my shoulders in the line of the kneeling half moon, which makes me feel a lot more balanced and a lot more in proportion able to lift my leg up into its end range of motion. When I have the block, my shoulders are coming a bit higher than my hips, so it's a bit difficult. So you see how, depending on if you have a short body, long legs, short legs, long body, you use these blocks to help you out in different ways. Nice. From here, bring yourself back to center, bring your hands down in front of you, walk yourself over to the right a little bit, and then wiggle that right foot over. Doesn't matter if your foot comes off of the mat. Bring that left toe in as if you were in a child's pose, or half a child's pose leg position. What you're going to do is start to sit yourself back, let the foot come up, flex through the foot. Inhale, start to lift the hips up, walk your hands forward, elbows down. Keep the elbows down, exhale, send the hips back. See if you can keep your foot in that same position. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, send the hips down. Inhale, lifting up. Want to make it even more challenging. Really press the toes down into the mat as you exhale. Take the hips back. Press the toes down, press the toes down. Inhale, shift forwards. Exhale, shift back. Press the toes down. Let's stay here. Shoulders down and relaxed. For 5. 4. Try squeezing the right glute as well. Wow. For 3. 2. 1. Nice. Take the hands down to your mat. Shift the hips forwards. Start to gently drag that leg in. Bend the knee. And come back to standing on your knees. You can widen them for a moment. Take them out in a few little hip circles. And in the opposite direction. Little figure of 8. I was going to say figure of four, but that's not possible here. Let's go to the other side. So maybe you want to shuffle, make sure you have enough room on your mat. And again, if you want to use the block, then you can, like we did on the other side. For me, for my proportions, I just don't need it. Take the left hand down the left leg as far as you can. Inhale, right arm up and over. Push the hips over towards the right. Exhale, change sides. And left arm, left leg, lift up, squeeze the glute. Inhale, up and over. And it's fine to play with the positioning. Sometimes you might find you get maybe some hamstring cramp or just some weird sensations that come through. And so if you want to play with kind of twisting the foot out as you come into this side stretch, wiggling around in that thigh to hip connection, that's a really nice little playful experiment you can have with yourself. Nice, let's do 3 more times. And here we're not really focusing on the balancing pose as such, we're just focusing on figuring out where our balance points are. So reminding the body, you know, the legs are heavy, or you need to shuffle this forward, engage this, just bring the muscle memory back a little bit. So don't worry so much about the lines you're making right now. Nice. Come back to center. Bring the hands down in front of you. Nice. Send the hips, shuffle the foot out to the left so you can move your hips over a little bit. And then rearrange this right leg so that you're in this half child's pose footing. Send the hips back so that you feel like this is comfortable, this is good spacing for you. Rearrange if not. Reach forwards again, take the hands down, come down onto your forearms. If this is too low, use the blocks under your forearms, of course. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, push back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Wiggle that foot until you can get the toes down, or as close down as possible. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. And exhale back. Squeeze those toes down. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, shift forwards. Shuffle that left foot in a little bit until you can bend and bring it back. Come to sit onto your feet, come into little hero's pose. You can turn the ankles out to the side so the heels start to frame your bum, giving you a nice little seat. Rest your hands onto your thighs, roll your shoulders down and back. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths here. Think about your pelvic tilt, bringing that into neutral, navel to spine. Drawing everything into the center line of your body. Start to softly open your eyes with a soft gaze. Bring your hands down through tabletop, tuck your toes under, push your hips up and back for your down dog. Look between your ankles, your knees or your thighs. Strong through the shoulders, strong through the fingertips. We'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look to the front of your mat, bend your knees. Inhale, jump or step, flat back, long spine. Exhale, forward fold, tuck your head. Inhale, fingers to ceiling, reaching all the way up. Neutral pelvis, exhale, hands by your sides. Inhale, fingers to ceiling, rise up. Exhale, forward fold, tuck your head. Inhale, flat back, long spine. Plant your hands, jump or step, high plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling up dog, shoulders back, chest through. Exhale, down dog. Again, look between your ankles, your knees or your thighs. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look to the front of your mat, bend your knees. Inhale, jump or step, flat back, long spine. Exhale, forward fold, tuck your head. Inhale, fingers to ceiling, rising all the way up. Exhale, neutral pelvis, hands by your sides. Inhale, fingers to ceiling, rising up. Exhale, forward fold, tuck your head. Inhale, flat back, long spine. Exhale, jump and step back, high plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, up dog, shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look to the front of your mat, bend your knees. Inhale, jump or step, flat back, long spine. Exhale, forward fold, tuck your head. Inhale, fingers to ceiling, rising all the way up. Neutral pelvis, exhale, hands by your sides. Nice, from here, step back to the middle of your mat. Focus your gaze, feet hip width distance apart. Find your balance points within your feet. Start to squeeze your toes in towards your feet, gripping the mat. From here, inhale, right knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, tilt the body forwards, extend the leg back. Point the toe. Bend through this left leg. Take that right toe down. Inhale, lift back up. Squeeze the bum. Exhale, knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, foot down. Other side. Inhale, left leg up, foot flex. Exhale, bend the right knee, start to tilt the body forwards, extend that left leg back, squeeze the bum. Bend your standing leg, left toe taps down. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, down. Again, inhale, right knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, tilt the body forwards, extend the leg back. Bend through your standing leg, toe tap down. Lift back up, squeeze the glute. Inhale, knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, left knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, tilt the body forwards, extend the leg back, point the toe. Bend the leg, toe tap down. Lift up. Inhale, knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, right knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, tilt forward, extend back. Bend the standing leg, toe tap down. Lift up. Inhale, knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, tilt forwards, extend back. Toe tap down. Lift up. Knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, down. One more time each side. Inhale, right knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, tilt forwards, extend back. Toe tap down. Lift up. Knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, left knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, tilt forwards, extend back. Toe tap down. Lift up. Knee to chest, arms up. Exhale, extend down. Let's take the feet wide. Do a few little hip circles, soft through the knees. And in the opposite direction. Come back to center, bring the feet hip width distance apart. Bring your hands forwards, hold on to opposite elbows, bend into the knees. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, chin to chest, roll down, keep the legs where they are. And try and get your belly to touch your thighs. You can widen the feet if you need to. Start to have a little wiggle from left to right. And looking for different sensations throughout the back. Come back to center, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, rounding up through your spine. Exhale, shoulders down and back. Nice. Now from here, find your gazing point. Let's walk ourselves to the back of the mat. Pick something that's eye level or above to stare at, nothing that's going to make you suddenly look down. Bring your pelvis to neutral, engage your core, lift, center, shoulders down and back. Arms can come out into this kind of sun-gazing style stance to help, again, keep you into this center line, this balance line. Start to lift up, come up onto your tiptoes as high as you can. Exhale down. Inhale up. 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 Exhale down. Now come up onto your highest tiptoe, lift your kneecaps, squeeze your toes, almost like you're squeezing the inside of your ankles towards each other, not to let them roll out to the side. Take a step forward with the right foot, stop. Take a step forward with the left foot, stop. Take a step forward with the right foot, stop. Take a step forward with the left foot, stop. Whew. Take a step back with the left foot, stop. Take a step back with the right foot, stop. Take a step back with the left foot, stop. And take a step back with the right foot, stop. Bring both feet together. Bring the heels down. Nice, opposite. Come from your feet, lift the toes up, bring them into flexion. You're going to have to tilt your hips back just a little bit, like you're trying to show off your bum. Reach the arms forwards, that can be really helpful. I quite like this hug, release. You have good days and bad days with this one. Let's see. Lift the feet up, come into flexion, and down. Flexion, down. Flexion, down. Flexion, down. Okay, let's see. Lift the feet up, woo, come into flexion. Right foot takes a step forwards, stop. Left foot forwards, stop. Right foot forwards, stop. Left foot forwards, stop. Take it back. Left foot back, stop. Right foot back, stop. Left foot back, stop. Right foot back, stop. Oh, release the feet down. Roll the toes over. Do a little hip thrust forwards. Release some of that pressure through the front of the ankle, through the shin. Okay. So, coming long ways on your mat, moving your mat around if that works better for how you're set up for this. Let's step to the back of the mat. Right foot is going to go first. I'm going to lift this leg up, knee towards chest, 90-degree angle. And then think about a swooping motion out to the side. So we're going to swoop to the side, step down. Left foot, knee to chest, swoop, step down. So you really feel the angle to which your hip can rotate. It's almost like your body does this reverberation type motion. Right foot up, swoop, down. Now pay attention, especially if your knees can be a little bit dodgy. As you take that leg and swoop, watch that this knee doesn't suddenly come in at this sort of really weird angle, and you'll feel this little kind of pull through the knee if it is. Avoid that. So if you need to make your swoop a little bit less to save this knee, 100% worth it. Left knee up, swoop, down. Right leg up, swoop, down. Start to get a little bit wider. Left leg up, swoop, down. Right leg up, and it's okay if you come up at an angle. Swoop, down. As you start to get wider, you see that knee problem can come in a bit more, and what you can do is, as you're swooping and stepping, and this knee wants to come in, squeeze through the glute, so and activate through this quad, pushing this leg out to the side, which is where all of my annoying adductor exercises come in really handy. Up, swoop, down. You see we're slowly making our way to goddess. Up, swoop, down. Up, swoop, down. Up, swoop, down. Keep it going. Start to really feel all aspects of both of the legs, understanding or at least starting to observe what is working, what is having to squeeze, what is pushing back, because the leg that comes up, both legs have to come into this direction. Again, this knee might want to come in a little bit, you're going to have to try and stabilise it. So it doesn't have to be that perfect, perfect lines, perfect angles, but it has to feel like a healthy movement for your body, for your joints and how they feel. Nice. Let's take one more. Coming to a little goddess stance. And you'll notice, if like me, you're a little bit tired. Your chest is going to tilt forwards so that your bum can sit back, so you don't have to work as hard in the balance aspect. Take one hand onto your stomach, one hand onto your back. Bring your body up to centre. With hip tilt. Bend the knees. Start to go a bit neutral through the lower back. Again, with these adductors, you've got to start pushing the knees back, using the power of your inner thighs. Start to have a little glide from left to right. Nice, and keep your hands on your thighs so that you can feel when you start kind of concaving in to push back a little bit. Let's lift this right heel up. Relax it down. Let's lift the left heel up. And relax it down. Let's lift both heels up. And down. Squeeze the bum. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Extra challenge. As you lift the heels, try and drop the bum. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Now let's try and do it again and smile. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Try again. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. One more. Exhale, down. Turn to the back of your mat. Shorten the distance to a walking stance. Inhale, fingers to ceiling reaching up. Find a little back bend if that feels good. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back. Hold on to opposite forearms or elbows. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift your chest. Tilt the hips, engage the core, start to fold forwards, focus on this back left big toe. Really pulling that left hip back, pulling the left leg back. Stay for 5, Lift the kneecap for a bit of extra intensity. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, turn to face the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forwards. Nice, wiggle the hips. Find that placement. Lift the kneecap for more intensity. You can press down into the heel of your foot, try and lift your toes up for a little challenge. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, coming back to the side, wiggle the feet out. Toes point in, heels point out. Inhale, fingers to ceiling, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Tuck your head, and if you want to take your hands to your ankles, you can. If not, take your hands down onto the mat, or even hands onto the block to give you a little bit more support. Crown of the head reaching to the floor, really feeling into that yogic phrase of blossoming through the bum. And we'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, flat back, long spine. Exhale, hands onto your hips. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, release, wiggle in. Let's come down onto our hands and knees. Let's come down to sit onto our feet, and if you have sensitive knees, just take your mat, fold it over, give yourself an extra little bit of cushioning. From here, let's take hold of one of the blocks, and this is definitely a little bit more of an advanced challenge asana to have some fun with. Don't take it too seriously, it can be quite intense. So having our block in our hand, and depending on how much reach that you want for camel, either have it on level 3, level 2, level 1, or if you don't use a block, then don't use a block. I'm going to show on level 3 just for ease. You're going to come up onto your knees, take a block into each hand on the same level, and little kind of circles with the hips, so a little bit like the circles we've just been doing to help loosen up. You're going to take your left hand over to the right, hips go back, making the circle between the hands and the hips, hand finds its way down to the mat, and right arm can lift up, hips push forwards. No need to squeeze the bum too much here. Bring the hips down, send the right hand back, left hand forwards, same thing. Push the hips forwards and find your back bend. Keep going from left to right. Take this as a nice warm up if you're a regular camel practitioner. A nice back bend challenge if you're not. Nice. So if you want to stay with that, because that's actually a really great movement for you and you need to be working on that, then stay going from left to right. If not, we're going to try something a little bit more challenging. You're going to take your blocks onto a level 2 height and take them back to mimic if your hands were resting on your feet. Now from here, you're going to start to lean back, roll the shoulders back, peace fingers and wrists on the block, or holding onto the block like a firm handshake. Start to push the hips up, squeeze the bum here, shoulders roll back, try and keep the chin or the back of the neck as straight as you can, chin towards the chest. Gently come back down. Nice, so if that was really intense, maybe you want to take the blocks up onto level 3, just being careful because there's less foundation here, so they are a little bit more wobbly. If not, let's try this 2 more times. Shoulders back. Inhale, hips forwards. Exhale, come down. Now you might find a little bit of a squeeze of the bum here to help get the hips a bit further forward, could be really beneficial. If you start to get lower back pain from squeezing the glutes, then just leave it. One more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, releasing down. Nice. Take the blocks out to the side. Unfold your mat if you had your knees protected, and come down into your child's pose, really lengthening out through the lower back. Forehead down, deep breaths into the back of the rib cage, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, lift your head, look forwards. Lift your hips up, slide the legs back. Come down onto the front of your body and take your hands out wide, elbows up. Roll the shoulders back. Find the back bend that you're happy with. Then slowly lower back down. Slide the hands back just a little bit. Again, roll the shoulders back. Inhale. Lift up. The elbows can stay bent, they don't have to straighten. And exhale, lower down. Nice. This time take them out a little bit wider. Roll the shoulders back. Lift up. Exhale, lower back down. Nice. Bring the hands in onto the mat. Push up onto your hands and knees. Crawl the knees forwards. Bring yourself into a kneeling plank style position. Nice, then from here, send the hips back and tilt the hips up. Take the hands out nice and wide. What we're going to try and do is make a little circle with our shoulders. So if you go, take your shoulders over to the right hand, bend that right elbow lower down, swoop your chest across to the left, lift up. Round the back, over to the right side, lower down, swoop across, lift up. Round the back, over to the right side, swoop across to the left, push up and round across. Rearrange your hands if you're not comfortable and you feel like you could be in a better position. And then let's go over to the other side. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to crawl towards the front of your mat. Cross your ankles over, roll backwards onto your back and come to lie down. Knees can come into the chest, rock yourself from left to right. Start again to bring your awareness to the lower back. You can make those movements slower, more precise. Take little circles over the sacrum. And around in the opposite direction. Bring yourself back to center. Take your feet down onto the mat. Let your knees rest onto each other. Bring your shoulders down away from your ears. Come into a pelvic tilt to lengthen out the lumbar spine, the lower back. Chin towards your chest, so the back of the neck is lengthened. Start to observe your breath. Observe the sensations in the back. Observe how you feel. Start to turn your head from left to right. Straighten out your legs, roll your wrists and ankles around in circles one way and the other way. Stretch your arms above your head, full body stretch, deep breath in, sigh it out. Hug your knees into your chest, rock from left to right. Roll over onto one side. And push yourself up and into a comfortable seated position. Roll your shoulders down your back. Bring your hands onto your heart. Lengthen through your spine. Take a deep breath. Thank you for joining me for this practice today. Namah Shivaya.